Well, I cannot stress enough, it is extremely rare for the governor to weigh in on a bill before it reaches his desk. But as it pertains to this legislation calling on the state prison system not to cooperate with ICE, the governor did weigh in, hoping to send a strong message. He will veto it. Should the California prison system cooperate with ICE and federal immigration enforcement? That is the very issue Assembly Bill 15 tried to get at when it was originally authored in December. In most cases, it would have prevented the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, or CDCR, from cooperating with ICE in several ways. Chief among them, it would have barred the state prison system from keeping someone in custody when ICE requests the CDCR to do just that. The bill would have also prevented the state prison system from providing ICE with the prisoner's release date and from transferring prisoners directly to ICE custody. But in a rare move, before the bill even had its first committee hearing, Governor Newsom's office announced he will veto AB 15 or a bill like it if it reaches his desk. The governor's office directing us to this message the governor wrote when he vetoed a similar bill last year. Newsom writing then, quote, "I believe current law strikes the right balance on limiting interaction to support community trust and cooperation between law enforcement and local communities. For this reason, I cannot sign this bill."
I think the governor is doing the right thing in this instance, and I disagree with him on a regular basis.
That's the reaction from Republican Assemblymember Joe Patterson. He believes the state should cooperate with ICE.
Poll after poll shows that people are concerned about crime. Why would we possibly not work with our federal partners on immigration enforcement for criminals? We're talking about criminals, not a person who's here hardworking. We're talking about people who are in prison.
The governor's office notes since Newsom took office in 2019, the state prison system has notified and coordinated with ICE to transfer 10,588 prisoners into their custody. Prisoners the governor's office says included murderers, rapists, and violent offenders.
They should be deported, and our state should be working with the federal government to get them back out of this country so they can continue to victimize people in this state.
As for the future of AB 15, its main author, Carson Democratic Assemblymember Mike Gibson, said in a statement that he, in his words, introduced AB 15 with the intention of addressing an important issue. But the statement went on to say Gibson is amending the bill to focus on an entirely different issue: cold cases and resources for violent crime victims. Patterson says he was happy to hear the original bill has been changed.
Of course Democrats changed the bill because the governor said what every Californian thinks, which is this is an extremist policy.
And to be clear, even with Newsom's announcement, California is still what many describe as a sanctuary state, which in most cases prevents local law enforcement from cooperating with ICE. Reporting at the state capitol, covering local news that matters, Eitan Wallace, Fox 40 News.